Okay, y'all. Give me a second. Okay. You're up and going. Let me quickly get the link sent out in all servers that I'm. Oh. Give me a second because I have to get Discord things done too. Not just yeah. So boom and boom. Okay. The Boston and Maine. Ask a question, please, not just state a railroad name. If you want my opinion on the Boston name, I'll actually give my general opinion now. This is like one of the only times I'll actually get it though. Do I have to ask a question? You know what? Fine. You don't have to ask in the question form. The Boston Main's really interesting. If I look, as I've looked into it, it's actually a pretty cool little railroad. The, I'll get to, but and probably my favorite is the Berks because that was one of my first times seeing the Bergs, and yeah, it their Berks more seeing their Berks in particular, and I agree with the Flying Yankee with Flying Yankee in that I would go through a hellscape in that thing, and I would pedal to the metal. So let's get on to the next one. The Colorado and Southern. Goofy Little Railroad became the Denver New was the baby child and great grand great grandson to the Denver New Orleans, something like that. Pretty cool railroad in my opinion. Um, their narrow gauge is neat. Georgetown Loop um is just it's pretty cool. I've been on there a couple times. Pretty cool. Okay, the Ford Railway. Um, Henry Ford needed a way to get the cars off the production line, didn't he? Well, railroads are good. That's what they're good for. If I would have done this on my phone if it wasn't gonna die, and then you can actually see my facial reactions. But yeah, uh, hee hee hee. And then okay, so yeah, continue asking questions. You got me for the next who knows how long. So go for it. Ask as many questions as you like. I have no problem. Although if they're personal, I won't answer them because that's sort of stupid. So let's hope I'm not sitting in I'll be in here too long by myself. So you know, Kaden, you can ask my opinion on the boosting like on the Wiscasset or two-foot narrow gauge, and you guys can also ask on the Gifford Tramway, Denver, New Orleans. Hell, even railroads that I don't talk about. Go for it. I don't care. Because you hear the because how many of you are there? I actually have to go check. Okay. So okay. So okay. Dang. So okay. Dang. So okay. Dang. So okay. Boy, boy. Dang. Okay. Mute that. Um. Be right back. I have returned. I have returned. Continue asking questions, please. Like, you guys may be cooking up some good questions. You are, thank you. I actually do like that. Okay. Okay. What's the Rio Grande's? Um, was the Rio Grande Southern doomed even if the mail contract was revoked? Probably. It at some point or another it was gonna fall. Either it was gonna become a part of the Denver and Rio Grande Western, or it was gonna do something along the lines of perish like the rest of the narrow gauge was gonna do anyways. So yes, but no. I if but it would have meant the Black Canyon division on the Rio Grande would have stayed up around a bit longer because of the narrow gauge loop. Because when the Rio Grande Southern left, that destroyed half the narrow gauge loop, and then you got the Black Canyon area, and that all that track ripped up, and then it was only the third division, so or fourth. I'm blinking, but yeah. So maybe, perhaps they would have survived, like maybe into 60, but I wouldn't say they wouldn't get past 60. That's just me though. So yeah, continue asking L questions. What if it? What if I took a bite out of an N scale ST9? You would probably die. Maybe, depending on what you bit. Because if you bit just the shell, there's a small child interrupting the stream. Back upstairs now. Okay, she isn't listening. Womp womp. But if you took a bite out of the shell, you could survive. You would just maybe choke on the plastic. But if you took a bite like out of the motor, you're dead. I'm sorry, good sir, but you are just done, dead. No more. That is simply what happens if you take a bite out of as N scale SD9. More questions. Lead poisoning. Well, we don't use lead paint anymore because of that exact reason, but something along those lines. Although, maybe we should bring back lead paint. Maybe that was a good idea. Do you know all the lyrics to the Galvin Blues song? No, I do not. All I know is a Pierce era engine running hot and on the loose. Came the Rio Grande Southern, the Galloping Goose. With a Pierce Arrow engine running hot and on the loose. Came number 5, the Galloping Goose. And then we proceed to dance. And yes, it is canon that we dance to the rear to Galloping Goose. Okay, we're the northeastern people. They they would be battering me with questions. And there's also the people from the southwest as well. That would be battering me with questions. My fingers slipped. Says Caden as he made that. I am currently being flanked by 10 armor men. Should I fall back or send the HMGs in on them? So you're playing Ravenfield, judging by. Let me just check Discord because that will actually tell me. You get to have that turned off, by the way, if you don't want people knowing what you're doing. But yeah, you're playing Ravenfield. We die like men. Send the HMGs in. Remove them from this earth. And if you end up being removed, womp womp. I'm gonna take a look at the Gippsland tramway map really quick because I just want to see. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. Because that, yesterday, Tom the train guy can agree, that was like a harrowing experience that led to my death. Just kidding. I'm still alive. Why do you think I'm making the stream? But yeah. We have a bunch of big funny mills. Should I, like, change? I wish I could move. I mean, I can. It'd just be harder. It's fine. Because I do want to work on the Gippsland tramway a little bit, but I also want that to be its own separate stream that's gonna happen maybe this Friday, where we're gonna like do a bunch of ghost tracking once more. So yeah, Jaja. How is the stream being right now? We have 4. It jumped from. We love YouTube sometimes. Okay, I demand questions. I don't know. I just want questions to be so then I can answer them because I've answered all your questions before. Like I answered Boston, Maine, Colorado and Southern, the Ford Railway. What was the Rio Grande Southern doomed even with the mail truck? Yeah, what if I took a bite of it? Yeah. Do you know the lyrics? And then I am. Yeah. I've answered all the questions so far. And now we're back down to 2. We love when the stream is doing stream things. I'm yelling my friend to get on. He's gonna get on here and he's gonna ask some questions. And this is not. Okay, let's see if that does anything. Maybe you could promote my channel. Just kidding. That's greedy. Now we're gonna have a little vote. For those who are watching, should I join into a VC, yell at them to watch my stream and then leave? Like, should I do that, or would that be mean? Like, that'd be big mean. Yeah, okay. Okay. One vote was all I needed. Okay, here we go. Here goes nothing.
For rolling line called
Join
The
my...
Great Snow,
Jo
1938, Double Depressing Times. And
jo
it's a
join,
Colorado Sadness certified product.
join
Is
my
it?
stream and
Is it a
ask
map?
questions. Going, that went successfully. I'll be in VC. Oh, we're gonna be in VC with other people. Okay, go. Yeah, jump in VC. Then we can start doing goofball shenanigans together. Then we could talk about you doing stuff as well. We get multiple people on the Q&A on my small channel. Which one? Join gaming VC1 because technically you're gaming. Or no, just join general because yeah. I'll join general. But being okay, I'm in general. Join.
I'm literally
There we go.
war crimes.
War crimes, and you can ask questions.
War
during
crimes.
Those. You can ask questions
Woo.
during those war crimes.
War crimes.
Ask questions.
War crimes.
You can ask questions.
Holy moly.
Yeah. What question do you want? Oh, Tom.
I need to. Alright, here. I'm streaming now.
Boy, oh boy. You know what? That gives much more content than
Oh no, I
just
pressed
the
restart.
stream chat. So we're gonna change the window quickly to
War
Discord.
criminals.
I'm writing the script
Be like.
next video.
Oh, hold up. I gotta actually let my dogs back inside.
Dang. Okay.
It may or may not be Great Big Rolling Railroad, but if it were the Rio Grande,
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Okay. You want to ask any questions, Tom? Tommy boy? Mr.
I'm trying
Tom?
to think.
Boy, oh boy.
Will the Lawson and Timber Company get a GP40?
It's not the Lawson and Timber Company, but the Lawson Timber Company. We'll look at a Jeep. We'll look at a Jeep 40. Probably not. It's a small logging railroad, especially in the time when it started to get diesels. Yeah, no. It went.
I almost just slipped and busted my face on the concrete.
Live here,
Oh, well.
folks. You almost. Elminar could have died while we were on stream. That would have been interesting. Now we watch, instead of the chat on the Q&A, we watch Elminar play raid.
Alright, I'm in business now.
Yes, we're watching commit mass war crimes, and then I can go to my usual stick of using my phone to do it. Which always gives me one viewer. Okay.
Who's the idiot who shot that grenade launcher at me? You don't know how to fly.
Yes. It's fine. You can watch war crimes. Ravenfield's on YouTube. It's fine. Watch.
Okay, finished with the...
Okay, so Q&A.
Rex.
More
Oh gosh.
Q&A.
What?
Go to
Someone
the
just
Q&A.
sniped me. Stupid AI. Holy moly, that's a lot of people.
That's gunfire. Big scare.
What's the first steam locomotive you've ever seen?
First steam locomotive I've ever seen. Uh, that's a hard one. Because I would have to go back to when, like, I was very young. I probably have seen,
Hard to do a Q&A when there's gunshots.
yeah, let me, quickly, turn that stream volume down. We're gonna, but 2013 subs, but be quiet, you. You're here to ask questions, not make, not trying to prove how your channel was made last year, and while we were in class, your channel hit 1,000 subs or something like that. Quiet, you. But I think I believe probably I think it was one of the Georgetown Leap locomotives. It was my first one. I'm I'm sure. I'm pretty. I believe.
How about the most recent?
My most recent steam locomotive was Rio Grande Southern number 20 at the Colorado Railroad Museum
Well,
in August of
oh yeah,
2023. I haven't seen a steam locomotive since. Big sad.
a Colorado Crossings is coming up.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go.
I feel like Rambo right now.
Yes, you look
This
like it.
Colorado Crossings is gonna be on the weekend after my birthday.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Okay, what do you have to ask, little
Oh, rest
friend?
in pepperonis.
How are you,
I
by the way?
just died.
I am
Wah,
doing
wah.
good. Thank you for asking. If you don't mind me using your real name, Mr. Stasis TYCL, because it's probably much easier to say your real name, but you probably want to keep that hidden, because yeah. By the way, me and that guy go to the same school, and stupid shenanigans do happen. Because we're like completely two different people, and brain cell mix into one. He may have tried to pull me into his video class and do stuff involving me saying things for a boom test, of course, because they don't know if their boom works or not, even though it should, because yeah. Although they get the privilege of using a boom, I didn't get that privilege.
In your opinion,
War crimes galore.
what's the most underrated excursion steam locomotive? Standard gauge at least.
Underrated. Um,
Yeah.
that's hard to say, but I would say 765. Sure, it's a small. It did like it did a few excursions, but yeah. Okay, you're good with golf. Yeah, so Tyler goes to my school, and me and Tyler do stupid stuff. Oh boy. Okay, Mr. Warcrimes man, do you want to ask me any questions, or are you happy?
In 1814, did we take a little trip?
Down in 90 Mississippi with Colonel Jackson to go
Let
fight
me
the
see if I
British.
can grenade these people.
Yes. You know what?
Oh, there they are. Oh, and they killed me.
You know what? You should do just the stupid thing of having me, like, during the stream, have me decide what you do.
All right.
That
Yeah,
that's a
that sounds cool.
yeah, that's good. So then you're asking me
Content.
questions like every couple seconds.
Oh gosh, we're being overrun.
Oh boy. Okay, Tom, continue with your braiding questions, and if anyone else joins, they get braid me with questions.
Are you gonna drive, dum dum? All right, there we go.
That was a dead body that just flew over your. Okay, that guy was standing on your cheek, and now he's not. Okay, so
Well, I probably shouldn't say that on stream.
War crimes.
war crimes, war crimes.
Can you step on the gas, please? You're just sitting there, and we got killed because of you, silly Willy.
Oh boy. Okay, continue with the question.
The AI in this game is very dumb, but on my team, they're stupid. But on the other team, they're really smart and coordinate and stuff.
Yeah, that's why you have me, because I am a good general.
What's your favorite non-North American railroad?
Ooh. Probably the Tally one. I enjoy the Tally one.
See if I can Arthur Morgan this.
The Tally one is a very good railroad. Oh. Oh boy. Um. Okay, now. Oh boy, the stream is going under. Something is killing the stream.
Oh goodness.
Boy, oh boy.
I don't,
Something's
I don't know if
killing
it's mine.
Let me wait.
I don't know if it's my game. Oh no, my game's back up.
Okay.
All right.
Um, I guess it may have been the stream.
Maybe. Probably YouTube being stupid.
Yes. So I guess you'll just get VC. So we have Elminar, trains, models, and more, and Tom the Train Guy. If you have Discord, join this VC. You can ask as many questions as you please. Anyways, Thomas, berate me with more.
Hold on.
How many war crimes can I get in 1 minute?
What's your usual?
Oh, my usual is about 2. I've killed paratroopers before, and that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that, so.
Um,
What's your opinion on the Russian big boy?
That one's still moving.
in the motherland, we do not discriminate against anyone and everyone. I mean, what? I don't actually really have an opinion on it. It's just like it's just like all the other. Like if you want to, okay, you asked another question in it of itself, which is like, what is my opinion on superpowered Steam in general? Um, well, how do I put this? Very. It gets stupid from time to time, put it simply. But things like the big boy. Oh, what's what?
What's the last restaurant you ate at?
That's baloney. I just died. Womp womp.
Okay, let me answer the first question first. But my opinion on it is that the Russians just really wanted to one up the Americans because since Second World War they've been doing that or tried to do that space race and among other things. But yeah, I feel like that was just a Russian one up. In my eyes, it's just a bigger 9,000, but it's broad.
Hi.
Wait, was it broad gauge?
Oh wow. Yeah, it's 5 foot, I believe.
Okay, then I hate it. Moving on.
Ain't that the
The
truth?
only thing that I will accept is that is broad gauge is trolleys. Like interurban systems that are 5 foot, I'm completely fine with.
That's acceptable for broad gauge.
Yes, that's the only acceptance. And then what was the last
Like, if you
place.
have a steam locomotive that's not a steam dummy on broad gauge, that's cursed.
The only river that I like that has broad in the name is the East Broad Top.
Dang. Okay, and then you asked like, what was the last restaurant I went to, or something along that line.
Yes.
Last restaurant I went to. Hmm. Big things. How was the last restaurant? Dairy Queen. I went to a Dairy Queen in Colorado Springs after filming a certain episode, which will be coming out within the next 2 weeks, hopefully. But a
Ooh.
certain video for a certain museum that has never really been talked about because the Colorado River Museum takes all the
Is
glory.
it I don't want to leak it for the viewers.
Yeah, don't leak it, Tom. Don't ruin everyone's fun. You wouldn't want to do that, would you, Tom?
It
Okay.
Wait, did we win? I think we won. Hooray! Goated.
should the Rio Grande have got a cab forward?
Um,
Should the Rio Grande have got a cab forward?
why would they need a cab forward?
The Moffat.
Alright, I'm done streaming that.
Good point.
Dirgewell cab forwards?
Dirgwa cab forwards. If that is a stupid yet intelligent question, like, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, the only reason they would need them is the Moffat Tunnel, but I'm pretty sure they ran steam locomotives through the Moffat Tunnel just fine.
Moffat wasn't long enough for them to start suffocating. They had ventilation shafts in the Moffat.
Yeah,
But
so
they were snow sheds on Donner.
yeah, like
So
there's a big
you
difference.
can't put ventilation in snow sheds.
Yes, because you have to keep the snow out. So thus why they did that.
What happens when you run a helper locomotive on Donner? Like you have a cab forward in the front, but a locomotive in the rear. They just let the guys in the rear suffocate.
Well, you're not wrong.
Oh boy.
You get on the suffocation engine this time.
Should they do a cab forward excursion?
Have you been checking the chat, Jackson?
Yes. There has been no one.
UP and Rio Grande historian is live right now. Oh wow.
Should they do what's it called? A cab forward excursion?
Yes. I would like thoroughly enjoy to see when the SP cab forwards restored the operation and ran. That would be a cool excursion. I would drive out to California. That's the only reason.
From the locomotive intercourse bay.
Minar?
Oh no, not that video.
My honest reaction to that information.
Yeah, they could hear that on stream.
Locomotive intercourse bay. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I was going through my watch later playlist and I saw that.
You're running around with your pants down.
Oh no. No, we are not gonna recite
just
the entire dang thing.
Oh, I am.
No.
There's
Gonna
some
find
that we
I'm gonna
probably
mute you.
shouldn't
I'm
recite
gonna
in that
mute you
video.
on. Do you see my stream on YouTube?
Me?
Both of you.
Yeah.
Do you see
I'm
what I'm
watching
about
it
to
right
do
now.
to him?
Oh no, it's fine. I can mute you too.
Yeah.
I'm mod.
Oh yeah, you are. Well, no, that's just muting the person for like
Being annoying.
myself. That no, this is the mute that will
Oh.
that does that shut up, no one wants to hear it. This is the mute that shut up, I don't want to hear it in particular, but everyone else might. And now we get a zoomed in on. How do you feel? You're on camera.
Earth can really throw a weird curveball into your head.
You know, it's fine. I'm not gonna question what that was supposed to mean, or what.
I'm quoting. Have you not seen
Oh yeah,
the?
yeah. I've seen that one, but we be quiet. I'm gonna fall asleep if I don't shut. Okay, stop blabbering. Ask question now. This is the big threat.
Boo.
Where is Lawson Timber Company number 8?
Where is my Norfolk and Western Class A?
Okay,
Doesn't
Tom.
exist anymore.
Yeah, Tom. I can't answer that question for you. Esteemed Bessemer boy has joined us, or Asherton. Just to let you know, you are being streamed on YouTube, so that I should let you. Yeah, Q&A
Yeah.
stream.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even realize that.
Oh, we
Yeah.
should. I'm gonna set the status for this.
Yeah, for
I'm
them,
so sorry.
it's fine,
Do you
man.
want me to leave?
No, you can stay. You can ask me
Oh,
questions. You can ask questions about all the stupid Colorado railroads I know, like the law. But back to what Elman are. We don't know where Lawson Timber Company number 8 is. In fact, I don't even know what locomotive type it even is. It could, you know what? It could be like a consolidation. It could be a big boy.
Yellowstone.
Yeah. No, Lawson Timber Company didn't. I like the only thing I will confirm is that the Lawson Timber Company did have like one or two 662 Malleys, and that's
well,
all. They
where did
did.
it come from? Where did it go?
Where did you
Where
come
did it
from,
come from, Cotton
Baldwin Joe?
Baldwin Joe, yes. And then there was another question that was asked before this.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think about Colorado and Southern 210-2s?
I mean, it's the closest thing to a transcontinental railroad from north to south that we had. So I guess,
Well, I mean 210-2s.
yeah, just 210-2s in general.
Yum, they're so good.
Big chooch, but why? Like,
I have 907.
yeah,
Why? Just you need questions.
yeah, why? I mean, yeah, but
So, oh,
I like really. As I've started to look into railroading more, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense that they built these bigger locomotives, especially like the duplexes, triplexes, well, the triplex, um, and the other articulated and double locomotive steam. But it doesn't make any sense whatsoever why in the I mean no, it does make sense why they did that in the early years because really they didn't know what happens if we add another steam engine onto this. But but why? Especially to like 10 drivers, 5 on each side. Like why? Why? You don't need that much. I mean, they're cool going across Nebraska, don't get me wrong, but why? You don't need that much power. You don't need that much, or that long of a locomotive. It hurts my brain looking at 5511 sometimes because of this. As well as 9000, but 9000 is just like Union Pacific on their addiction for large, big locomotive that they can run ingloriously across Nebraska.
Essentially, they smoked a bunch of crack and said, "Here you go."
Yeah, practically. The Union Pacific, it's special. UP was special, especially when it came to their superpower. Cough, cough to double diesels. Or the
You know
DD.
what? This is a question for you, especially. You know how in the Northeast we kind of had that big merger that caused a huge down. It caused boom. Penn
Penn
Central
Central.
destroyed. It destroyed everything, and then we had to create a government entity to fix it. How would you feel if that went down for, say, like Colorado or narrow gauge railroads back in the day? How would you feel if that happened?
That's
What?
pretty much the Denver, Leadville, and Gunnison, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that was the Colorado and Southern. That was the Colorado and Southern.
Oh dear
That's
goodness!
that was basically what that was. It was
I'm gonna have to go now.
okay. CLM and R. Tune into the stream and you can keep
Bye bye.
asking questions and stuff. But if that practically was what the Colorado and Southern was, because at this time you had like a bunch of different railroads in Colorado, like before the Colorado and Southern, and there was like, and then you had the big merger, which was the Union Pacific, Denver, and Gulf Road, which encompassed a bunch of railroads, including the former Denver, New Orleans, Denver, South Park, and Pacific, which would become the Denver, Leadville, and Gunnison, and a bunch of railroads. Or
Too
no,
many short lines, pretty much.
yeah, many, well, not short lines. These railroads would probably be considered short lines in Colorado, but they were actually quite large. But basically, it was
Interesting.
just this giant grouping, and that was basically the Penn Central. And that went down. That only survived
About as
like,
well as you expect.
yeah, that only lasted 10 years, um, and then Colorado and Southern was formed, which it was out of, like, if you look at maps of Colorado and Southern, the reason, because I said this early in the stream, no, I said even when you were here, when we were talking about the 210-2, or the 10 O's, or just the Texas, any wheel arrangement with
210.
10 drivers in it.
Okay, when you're done, I want to talk about a 10-wheeler that I live close to
Oh, 10
because it's
wheelers.
interesting.
10 wheelers. I
You ever
love
heard
10
of the
wheelers.
You ever heard of the Union type? Wait, not 10-wheeler. The one with 10 drive wheels.
Oh, yeah, those. What 5511 is, I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm gonna do.
No, the
Okay, so
Union
tell me.
types were 010-2 switcher locomotives built for the Union Railroad.
Oh.
They were they were really good at what they were. They were sold from Pittsburgh down up to the Mesabian Iron Range, or the DMIR, and then the last one was sold to the Bessemer in Lake Erie, and then was donated to the town of Greenville. A few years later, Bessemer got merged into CN.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk about a quick save.
Okay. So, continuing on the talk about the Colorado. So, as I mentioned it earlier, it was the closest thing we had to a transcontinental railroad north to south. At the time, or maybe it wasn't, but like in terms of the West and Midwest, it was, because you could go down from the you could go from the Gulf Coast up to northern Wyoming. So it was the closest thing we practically have to a one railroad that went north to south. It's the closest thing we had. And there were, of course, only two states blocking that epicness, being the two states I can't remember. Yes. But basically, um, it was the Transcontinental Railroad, and it sort of is what Conrail was. And then, but it wasn't government owned or state owned even. It was just, but yeah, that's the closest thing you could probably get to a comparison of Penn Central and Conrail in Colorado.
It was just there.
Yeah, and and then it was owned by the Burlington route.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Let me think here.
Mm.
Mm, uh, sorry, I don't know much about narrow gauge, so I'm trying to think of a narrow gauge question.
Okay. Also, for the people wondering at home, that was my mother. Um, because staying up late is fun, except when it's not, and it's daylight savings time. And this morning I got up at 7 o'clock, and my school starts at 7:50. It's fun.
What time is it for you?
It's currently 7:40.
It's 9:40 for me.
Yeah, fantastic. Living out on the East Coast sure is fun.
Actually, it is not at all. I hate everyone here. Please burn this place to the ground.
Mm,
Seriously, just stay where you are. Don't go east. Just don't. Move, move out to the mountains. Do not reconnect with society. It's too far gone.
hmm. Well, that got extra sentimental, didn't it? Okay. So
How
you've been
can I not find tape?
you've been streaming for 45
I can't
minutes.
even make the damn DMIR logo if I can't find this shit. What the fuck? So, do you have any models?
Yes, I do have models. I have primarily models without lettering on them because they are soon to be Lawson Timber Company.
Interesting. And also cool.
Yes.
Um, hmm. In your opinion, what is the out of all of the narrow gauge railroads in Colorado, I guess, or really anywhere you want to think of, which would you say is the definitive worst and the definitive best?
Definitive worse. And okay, so there's gonna be
Definitive
people
best.
on some in some places that will say, "Oh, he's gonna say 2 foot." He's gonna say 1 2 foot railroad. I don't think any of the 2 foot railroads were bad. I think most of them served their use just right, which was especially the ones in Maine. They did their job, which was keep
Are you sure
this.
you're not saying that so Caden doesn't take your legs?
Yes, but actually no. But but I'm not gonna say some random 3 foot railroad either. I want to say and I'm not gonna. Mm, it's a hard question because you cannot. There is no definitive worst because some of those like the definitive worst railroad I could probably say was the. Um, it's the modern day. I'm not happy to say this, but it's the modern day Cumbres and Toltec,
I
which
saw that one coming from a mile away.
yep. And it's not because the locomotive are seen like they don't treat their locomotives bad, as far as I know. They don't treat
It's
their
treating
sceneries.
something else.
Yeah, their scenery. It's what's going on down there, and this is like a topic that I wanted to talk about for a while now, and I did a little bit in another server, but that entire situation, I blame it because if you don't know, the states of Colorado and New Mexico own Cumbres and Toltec, and if you live in Colorado, most of us know that you do not go to southern Colorado, especially if you're a different ethnicity or lean to the left a bit, because they will tear you to shreds. Or if you're even from the state or from another state, they will just tear you to shreds. The people of Antonino, Colorado are not nice. They are the worst type of people you could come into. contact with, and I'm lucky I haven't had to come into contact with any of them. About the closest I've gotten to coming in contact with them was at Antonio itself, where I got on where which I explored that area, but uh, like Antonito in southern Colorado in general just has that problem, and it's not south. It's not the entirety of southern Colorado. Durango and all of that
Most of
area
it.
is no, it's only that area in the
Oh,
San Luis Valley where the Cumberland Toltec starts out of Colorado. It's only that area in particular that it's bad. It's really freaking bad. You do not want to go there. And if you do, I pray for you.
this is good information because I'm actually going to Colorado here soon.
Oh, fun.
But this is more of a big maybe. So you know how like in desert regions there's big hunting out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going. My dad actually bought us licenses, and we're gonna head out for. We're hoping fourth season. I think we gotta get drawn or something, but we'll be heading out to Colorado sometime. I don't know, somewhere around Craig, I think.
Fun. You could catch a lot of equipment up there. And they, like everywhere else in Colorado, you have the nice mountain people. That is literally the definition of Colorado. Most of them are nice mountain people. However, the further south you go, the less nice they become. And then you eventually hit the San Luis Valley and you regret ever going to Colorado. Yeah, we don't talk about the San Luis Valley at all. And, like, they're not gonna lie, it is cool that the Rio Grande had dual gauge through there and the cool dual gauge stuff and whatnot. The people, though, especially today and what's going on in the Cumberland Tulsa, I entirely blame them doing hiring locally, especially in the Antonito area, because that is the worst area to do that in. You do not want to. So if you ever work for the CNTS or the Cumberland Toltec Scenic Railroad, make sure you're operating and do this in Chama. Work in Chama. Do not do Antonito. If they ever say, "Oh yeah, you need to go to Antonito," just quit. Just quit at that point if they're forcing you to go. Don't go. And I'm hoping this all blows over eventually, and the Cumberland Toltec's name is not tarnished forever in history because of this lawsuit. But if it is,
It already
uh,
passed.
well, no. Uh,
Hmm?
yeah. Yes, but no. Like, it's only really people that are outside of. Like, I personally don't want to see the Cumberland Toltec go under because of this lawsuit. And Yosef and the other server said something similar, which is I would rather see everyone or most people in management there get fired and then rehire others that are a lot better, maybe have background checks, see what they think on stuff, and like test them on stuff too, to where that you don't hire someone that is like who you were hiring before, and overall just like redo everything and fix it because they're doing good. They do good stuff there. They try to keep their equipment in as best condition they can. At least I think. There's been some claims that they do not take care of their equipment, but then also just they their historic runs are cool. I like what they do in Chama and Antonino where you're allowed to explore the yard. You can go in, like you can't go into buildings owned, but you are allowed by the Cumbers and Tulsa to walk around that yard freely, and it is cool. You get some of the coolest shots with because of that too.
Interesting and cool.
Yeah, so if you are ever down there, especially in Chama, Chama is the nicest place in the world. Chama is the like I rather live there than where I live right now. They have nice people.
Wow.
It's a small town. Since the railroad left, it did sort of get abandoned, but it's still populated. They have a fair amount of population, and it's actually quite nice there. And I enjoy like at first I didn't really like it. I didn't feel comfortable there, but then after staying there for a day, like I felt at home and it felt nice. It was a good little place, and yeah. So if you ever go to the Converse and Salts, like start out in Trauma. Do not start in Antonito, and if turn from Oisier, return trip from Oisier. That's the only thing. Do it from Trauma. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm saying this purposely to then you can just avoid Antonino altogether. Although they do have a couple steam locomotives on display there, just never go there. Boom. And then definitive best narrow gauge railroad. So people would say, oh, it's probably going to be a 3-foot railroad, which they are correct, it is. Not, unfortunately, 2-footers
Oh,
2-footers do not rank high on my favorite, unfortunately. Cry about it, Caden. But, um, most people would expect me to say the Denver and Rio Grande, or the Rio Grande Southern, or the, like, one of the many narrow gauge railroads in Colorado. But it's not any of those railroads. And it's a railroad that I actually do not talk about a whole lot, and I don't know a whole lot. But it's just cool. And, like, the history of its cool, and that is the East Broad Top. In my personal opinion, the East Broad Top is the best narrow gauge railroad. One, because it was the first railroad to be put on the. It was the first ever railroad thing to be put on the National Historic Places. So,
interesting.
yep, it was the first thing. It was sometime in the 1960s. It was the first railroad anything to be put on that list. So that
Cool.
is what led to like the Elizabeth Section House, the Big Boy, Cumbres and Toltec, Durango Silverton, everything else that is in there now that is related to railroads. East Broad Top paved that step. They were truly the railroad that stepped right into preservation. There's a lot of the line that still exists. I'm hoping I live to see the day where the line is completely ran and you could run the entire line again. Which, knowing how it is going right now, sure as hell will be able to. Like, it is the best 3-foot railroad. It's the best narrow gauge railroad. Change my mind. No 2-foot can live up to it. Like the closest thing you could get to it is the Wiscasset, Waterville, and Farmington Railroad, which it's cool. It's 2-foot, but like it's still a bit iffy because there's a reason. Like there's a reason why no other railroad tops that. Because there's a reason those railroads were destroyed. The Rio Grande Southern, put that first. Rio Grande Southern destroyed in 19 or abandoned in 1953. What happened there? It wasn't needed anymore. And yeah, a lot of their equipment does somewhat survive, but like unique railroad, the motors are famous. The galloping geese are famous things today. I think even if you aren't interested in the narrow gauge, or if you've never seen a narrow gauge locomotive or never heard of the narrow gauge, you have at least heard of the words galloping goose once in
I
your
love the
life.
geese.
The geese. The galloping geese, the galloping goose, you probably heard it once in your life. You've probably even seen a photo of it and probably haven't even realized. But, like,
I like
there's.
listening to the song.
Yeah, that song is catchy by C.W. McCall. Like, catchy as crap. But, like, the Rio Grande, like, and then the Denver and Rio Grande Western, the Durango and Silverton is the only thing that exists. Cumbres and Toltec, I already told you my opinion on that railroad, especially currently. But, and it probably would have been up until I started to hear about all the things that's happening. Well, I knew about the things that were happening as it happened, but like all that really downplayed it even more than I've already started to downplay it. And big no. But the East Broad Top is the railroad that literally, like, its right foot left the era of living, stepped into tourism, the left foot followed. It, it was the railroad that literally took a step into preservation, into everything. It is probably one of the more important railroads, and I will definitely be paying it a visit eventually.
Yep, good idea. Mm, what's your favorite railroad from what's a railroad that you like up north versus like north of Colorado?
North of Colorado, north. I'm guessing you mean north or northeast. The Duluth, Mismo, or
Wasabi and Iron Range.
Missabi. That's the thing. The spelling gets you thinking, and then yeah, the Duluth, Missabi, and Iron Range Railroad. That is probably my favorite railroad outside of Colorado. It is a cool railroad. They had the Yellowstones, which are my by far favorite articulated locomotive ever. Like, because one, it was stronger than the big boy, and two, like it's super underrated. Like, I'm sure if they brought that thing back into it, it would be underrated. Like, people would know about it, but it would be really, it wouldn't be talked about.
So you see my logo right now
Let me see. Maybe we could.
of my PFP.
Yeah,
Yeah, did you know the Bessemer and the DMIR are related?
I think so.
Yeah, they traded a lot of their locomotives. In fact, down in Greenville, we still have a DMIR Bessemer patch. So
That's cool.
it's one of only three DMIR locomotives left in the original paint.
That's pretty cool. That's a fact I didn't know. Which, if I'm gonna be honest, if anyone asks, because I'm gonna probably get this over with as soon as it hits 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time in March of on March 11th of 2024. I'm gonna hit that end stream button. So this is the last question, which I'm gonna answer completely. If you're gonna ask whatever my favorite locomotive is, I can't answer anymore. Like, there are so many cool locomotives that I know about now.
What's their least favorite?
Least favorite, probably the Denver and Rio Grande Mountaineer, which was a Rio Grande Fairly. Yes, it was shipped over. It was a 3 foot Fairly locomotive shipped over from overseas to the United States for the Denver and Rio Grande, and they only had it for a couple of years because it was useless, as all Fairleys are in their ugliest crap too. So, well,
Right. Uh, what is your opinion on the Southern Pacific?
the Southern Pacific, cool railroad. Didn't know it had a narrow gauge until Southern Pacific 18.
Did you know
Um,
PRR had narrow gauge?
hmm, no, I did not. Like, there's,
No,
I,
you've got 1 minute.
yeah. And I found out recently from Cab Carcaden and a couple others, that was in a few weeks ago, that the Pennsylvania also had narrow gauge, which which is strange. Thinking that the Pennsylvania Railroad wouldn't do narrow gauge. Anyways, we're getting close to the end of the stream, as in we have a total of 35 seconds left. So,
Yeah.
say your goodbyes,
See you
people.
around.
Yeah.
If you
Um,
want to check me out, I'm Ashton Studios Productions, by the way.
yep. And those other boys that joined us in chat were Elminar, Model Trains, models and more. Um, and Tom the Train Guy. Check those two out as well. Well, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye. Also, happy 150 for me. Yippee! Because we